You, beloved and holy friends, thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution, another opportunity for finding ourselves present and allowing ourselves to talk about personality. Personality, I have been feeling a bunch of things, and amongst them is this mild death of personality where I feel, and maybe this is again just the circumstances I'm in, Connor, Kira Burb, maybe it's not the actual truth, but it feels like I am less less engaged, is that the way to say it? Less interesting, less entertaining. Maybe that's again my own bias and own perspective. But I feel with everything that I've been through over the last couple of weeks, everything that we did, everything I showed up for, everything that was beautiful and taxing, all of the walking, all of the holding space for other people. I feel like I asked a lot of myself, right? Like cashed a big old check. And now it's like the bank account is a little bit empty on the other side of it. And I find myself in this state of contemplation, maybe a little bit of reminiscing, maybe some suffering, yeah, longing for things to be differently, right? And I don't know if that's the best state to be in, especially not so if I'm going to be creating content for friends, all right? No, this dog is trying his luck. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He, you can see he has droplets on his head as well. Just went running in the wet grass. No, no, you can't get on my lap. Oh, you are covered in mud, literally. His little nails have mud so deeply embedded in them that it would be great for him to try and clean it on me, I'm sure. What? What's out there? Yeah, you see, that's a nice seat. Good view and everything. Look at that. Yeah. 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 Doggos and their persistence. Hmm. Embrace the muddy paws. No. No, Kira. Absolutely not. This is this is soft. Mud gets all caked in there. I'd rather not. You had many views on your channel. What happened to you? I still have many views on my channel, friend. Nothing has happened to me other than I'm just feeling like I have some time to rest. I think your attitude changed. That's why. That could be it as well. Africa will never unite. Maybe that is what I'm trying to talk about today, right? Like, what is it that changes our attitudes? What is it that affects us in that way that we change, right? Personality is something so vast and it feels like it's something that should be durable. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't change that much. But I feel like I have changed in some ways, right? Maybe my attitude has changed. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like my attitude definitely did change a little bit when it comes to, nope, the hopes I have. Money number one. Yeah, could be that. Actually, Africa will never unite. Could be like a money number one kind of thing, where a part of me probably would have been more engaged. Again, this is again me speculating, so it's not like I even know any of these things for a fact. I think I missed a comment from Connor. I agree with you about Melt being a light. Sometimes lights fade, but only to regain strength and shine brighter. You're such a light to this world. Thank you, friends, for saying these things. Melt is rich, rich. Yeah, so rich. I got so much money now. You know, I'm shopping for yachts as we speak, but I'm not sure which yacht I want. I might buy myself two yachts because I like both of them equally. On a serious note, though, right? Like, I didn't not earn anything with the work that I've been doing over the last 5 years, but I didn't earn enough for me to feel like I can bet, my life on it, if that makes sense. And I did, in a way, bet my life on it. And because I bet my life on it, there has been many things that have changed in my life as a result of it. Right? So in that way, I got exactly what I wanted, if it has to be said in so many words. But there, he thinks that if he walks with enough momentum, I'm just gonna let him onto my lap. No, no, you can't. You're full of mud. You have mud on your feet. The things that you're gonna put onto me, no, 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 no. Uh-uh. You got mud on your feet. Melt has spiritual and life wealth. Yes. So much spiritual and life wealth. More than enough, in fact, Connor. More than enough spiritual and life wealth, in fact. Right? And I feel like that's where maybe there's a little bit of contrast created in me as well, where that is what I want more of. Kira Burp, Connor, Africa, MeltMore. We love you, Joe. Thank you for joining us too. I feel like I have so much life and spiritual wealth that there seems to be, in some ways, like a mismatch in my spirit, where it feels like I'm not worthy, right? Like I'm doing something wrong, like I'm missing the plot, like I'm not showing up the way that I'm supposed to, and that if I did show up the way I was supposed to, then things would be different. But simultaneously, the way in which things would be different might not be the way in which I want them to be. All right, and I am actively battling these thoughts in my mind. Today's stream topic is titled Talked About Personality. I love you, we love you too. Even me, I identify as rich. Good, Adam Adamson. Keep identifying that way. That way it comes slowly but surely. I'm sure. Any day now. There really is this depth of personality every single one of us have access to. Right? Maybe that's the thing that I'm really thinking about as of late, is that there is a certain way for me to be where other people appreciate me being. Right? And there's a version of me that simply wants to be without having to perform. Are you Irish? No, matey. No. No, I'm not Irish, as evident by my horrible attempt at an accent. Ek is Afrikaans. I'm an Afrikaans boykie. I'm from Africa. The down under of Africa, that's where I'm from. And, like there is definitely certain expectations from our people, from our families, from our friends, from ourselves to be a certain way. And I could be so critical, right? When I'm not in the way that I think I ought to be. This dog is like, come on, let me onto your lap. Come on. No. You got mud on your feet. Look. This is dirty foot. There's like mud and stuff under there. And if you get on me, then there will be mud on me. And I don't want any mud on me. You I'd be fine with, right? You could add some warmth and stuff. But the mud, bro, it's the mud that's the problem. You understand? Hmm? You understand that there's mud under your feet? Do you understand? Stop looking so sad. Oh, you're breaking my heart. The luck of the South, Irish can. Hi from Buffalo, Nigeria Falls. Niagara Falls? Niagara Falls? No, you can't. You can't. He's gonna keep trying. Watch, I'm walk away, pretend like I'm not focusing. Oh, the big old open lap and stuff, and I'm looking out in the distance, and I'm not even noticing what's happening down there. And I'm putting things down, and I'm picking things up, and I'm like so focused on something else. You can try. You're gonna try? I said no. I said no. No. You can't need the dooney. Moet niet de dooney. Moet niet op my squat klemnie. It's not that sad. Oh, there's literally you can't do that. Oh, you can't need a dooney. Moet niet de dooney. Zet je voet neer. Ah, yes. I saw they are selling your types of clothes at Art Club. That's a cool name. I don't know if it's supposed to mean what I think it means, but art means earth, of course, and klop in our language means like beat, like heartbeat. So Earth's heartbeat, that's what that clothing store is called. That's pretty cool. I would love to visit a store like that and buy myself some new clothes too. Think you have something behind your ear. Yeah, look at that. You got a little hitchhiker that I just spotted from the sidelines. There you go. There it is. There it is. No, no, no. Let me squish it over rock. No, please. Squish him, bo rockieth. Now he has to inspect. Yes, I must see this creature that was on top of me. I feel that I think, speaking to my own situation, I have been out of balance and trying to regain that sense of self. All the strength for all of us to be present and light of heart. You show up. It's interesting that I'm not the only one going through this experience, Connor. That's almost the most interesting thing to me right now. Is that there seems to be some sort of synchronization and all of us having these thoughts about self and personality. I do still believe I'm just as capable of being entertaining, just as capable of being in a good mood, having fun. And it's not that I'm in a bad mood, having not fun right now. It's just like I am dissatisfied, it seems. Right? And I know the antidote for that is gratitude. Being grateful for the trees around me, grateful for the bird sounds, grateful for the rain that fell last night, grateful for the clouds above me, grateful for this blanket keeping me warm on this colder than usual day. I myself am just waking up from somewhere between life and death. Melty land is a great place to be. It's true. I'm not I'm not in a state of not wanting to be here. I want to make that abundantly clear. The transition is hard, Kira. I see you. Love is true. I do want to be here. But I think one of those things where my ego is having a little bit of a hard time realizing that there will be experiences in this life that I do not enjoy, that I do not value, that I am hurt by, that I am expected to accept. Are you at Bali, right? You at Bali, right? No. This is South Africa. This be South Africa. I would like to go to Bali one day though. One of my friends has been. Right? I think Johan has been to Bali. Thank you, Sam. That means a lot. Love is true. Yeah, bodies. The clothes you are wearing are similar to Indonesian batik. Nice. I get to connect with the friends from across the world of the clothing that I wear as well. Very long ago, I have been introduced to the scarf wearing process by a friend who put one around me. And ever since, I have wanted more scarves, and they keep finding their way to me. Have you ever been there? Nope. Haven't been to Indonesia. And I think Bali is in Indonesia, right? I haven't been to Bali either. Melty has some amazing fashion sense. That's nice. Thank you, Hero Burb. I try, but I have a lot of help as well. I am adorned with gifts. I just put them on. This dog is cold next to me. You can be warm inside. You can be so warm inside. You don't have to sit here next to me being all cold and stuff. Hi, McKay. It's nice having you here. Here, there are many foreigners, open businesses in Bali, Indonesia. I can imagine they do. It is a hot spot for travel, right? So if you can create a business that offers a valuable service or a desirable product, I'm sure you'll make a lot of money doing so. Is the tax law favorable? That could definitely help. Hey, Linda, it's nice having you here too. Bali is one of the islands under the Indonesian control. Eating here only costs $3 per day. That is a steal. You'll be able to eat in South Africa for about $3 a day as well. But you might not necessarily enjoy your meals as much as you could. I think that's relative. It's not going to be easy though. 11% for each business project tax. 11%. That's not too bad either. Yeah. Indonesia. There are so many places on this earth that I want to go. So you're African, huh? That's right, squad. That's right. Technically, I'm African. Technically. Unfortunately, there are lots of Russians and Ukrainians here. I hope that there are some fortunate circumstances that come from their presence as well. Yeah. Many places that I would like to go. I think I'm experiencing a real duality in myself between the version of me that finds contentment and joy in simply being, and the version of me that wants to see things and go out and explore the world. Right? Like there definitely does feel like there is this dichotomy that I have now experienced in different places. Right? And it kind of worries me. It kind of worries me. But it's like I am unable to appreciate and see things for how much value they have, right? And this is not something that I'm used to in so many words, right? Like I feel like the personality I've been shaping really has been very aligned with allowing myself to appreciate everything. And I don't think that I'm not. It's just like I have to think about it more, right? I have to apply some more effort. And then I don't know if I am creating a clear picture in trying to talk about this. On the other side, I have found more bliss and beauty in simply being wherever it is I am, right? Especially so when I am comfortable. When I am properly comfortable, it doesn't matter where I am. And I think there's a part of me that feels like that goes against my personality. Do you hear what I'm saying? Is what I'm saying making sense? I don't even know if it makes sense to me yet, but I am trying to process it. To say it in another way, it's like I'm realizing that I don't need to see the whole world to be happy, right? It would make me happy to see the whole world, but I don't need to see the whole world to be happy, right? All of the happy that I've been looking for or been wanting has existed with myself. And it's not constant, right? And in that way, it's like I have to come to terms with the responsibility I have in my own happiness. And this is a lesson that I keep coming to over and over again. But every time I come to this lesson, who I am is someone different. And the amount of depth I have to explore a topic with grows. Kobe, he's licking himself next to me. Don't particularly enjoy that sound. That hasn't changed. That part of my personality seems to be intact, right? I can still be irritated by things all the same that I have been since I can remember. But we're not always made happy by the same things. And then ultimately, no thing technically brings happiness any more than you basically giving yourself permission to be happy in the pursuit of and imagined achieving of, I guess, your goals. What are your thoughts about Sufism, Meltmore? Uh, I think I know the word. That's as deep as it goes. Like I literally know of the word Sufism, like a type of religion, right? But that's it. That's it, dear friend. So I do not have the authority to really share my opinion in any capacity where it should be respected. I don't know. Like literally, if I had to give you an opinion, I would have to Google right now, define Sufism, and then I will read that definition, and then I will comment on what that definition says essentially. I'm proceeding to open my comments on a secondary screen. Maybe I don't need to just yet. They trample on local people. They can get paid $200 for a month's work. They are heartless. Again, there are heartless people in every single nationality, every single skin color, every sexuality, every gender, right? I don't think it's a matter of one group of people or another. I think it's more a matter of desperation. Right. Desperate people do these things. Darren, in the mind. Yes. I gently suggest learning more about the difference between Russia and Ukraine. Yep. Do you think 200 do you think $200 for a month is enough? I mean, that's close to the amount I'm making right now. So it depends on your living situation, depends on the amount of help you have. It's a bunch of things. Land is a state of mind. Melt land. Oh, those words are supposed to be read together. Meltland is a state of mind and spirit. It's true. Actively building my Meltland right now. At the very deepest part of you, you're still the same sweet brother bear I met 5 years ago. It's true, Kira Burp. That person isn't gonna go away. I think it's more the ego in me that is dying, right? There's a certain ego in me that had accelerated timelines in its mind, right? And I think that's the version of me that's dying. And that accelerated timeline version of me was extra enthusiastic and excitable and loud about what it believed was going to happen next. And I am coming to a more adult take of just allowing things to unfold as they will and keeping my predictions to myself. But as a result, I end up speaking a lot less and not really creating that same level of engagement. And that is something that people like from an ego. Right. People like that. Right? Do you like that? At least I can always say that I've been authentic. I have been authentic this whole time. It's just a matter of being authentic with where I am in the moment, right? I can authentically be excited and excitable. But if I'm not, then I need to allow myself that as well. Simply taking a moment of quiet, right? There's so many personalities in this space with us right now as we're speaking as well. And every single one of you that looks at me and sees an image reflected back at you, you're seeing a representation of myself right now, right? A representation of myself that in so many days, weeks, months, years from now, I will forget as well. And you might see me in this moment, form an opinion about who I am, and then leave for multiple days, weeks, months, years as well. And then we can find ourselves back in this space again. And I wonder about that relation, right? The person that I have been, especially in relation to you. All of the different versions of me that you've seen, and all of the different versions of me that you'll see yet. I have changed multiple times in my life. And I feel like I am changing into a more serious person. Very serious. And I've been serious this whole time. I think that's the part that concerns me. Is that the seriousness is uh, almost like taking the reins from the silliness a little bit. But again, it's a matter of perspective. I definitely have been helped just recently to engage my silliness factor a little bit more. And I do have hope that that silliness is still available to me whenever I need it. But it also feels like this state of reality calls of me to be more serious. And I don't know if serious is a fun personality trait, right? Nobody talks about their favorite person, and the first thing they say is they are so serious. They take everything so seriously. And in that way, I'm like battling. I'm pulling at these two sides of infinity, of the life that I'm supposed to live, of what it means to take it seriously when it comes to my own life path. There was a line. Maybe there's like a bunch of things that were said, that were discussed. But one of these lines from someone really kind of shocked me for the general state of being that many people are in. We were talking about planning, right? Planning our lives. And then she jokingly says, "Oh, I'll plan a party. I'll plan what we'll do for the day, but I do not want to plan my life." And there are two ways for that to be interpreted, of course, right? One way is like, oh, I want to be free spirited. I want to live life with it not being planned. But there's the other side of it that's a certain abandoning of responsibility and maybe a negative kind of surrender to come what may, kind of. And maybe, like, again, this is my own bias, right? Because I do have it in me to want to plan my life. I think maybe the wisdom that I am denying myself is realizing that I can't. That the reason people kind of stop trying to plan their lives is because it rarely works out the way that you planned for it to. Right? And I think that there definitely was some wisdom of that coming out this weekend as well, where things didn't go exactly as planned. And I am a kind of person who likes for things to go as planned because I have constructed my plan around the plan. And then when the plan doesn't work the way it was supposed to, then my plan doesn't work the way it was supposed to. And then I have to, at the same time, allow myself and my personality to disengage a little bit from that whole conundrum when I'm in it, right? Allow myself calm instead of schiz. And I am actively learning. I am a student forever, it would seem. I am growing more resilient at the very least, more capable of weathering the storms, to say it in such words as well. It sounds like a maturation. I feel it too. I believe it was Ramdas who talked about a second puberty he went through halfway through his life. How about that? Is that what's happening to me right now? I do know that I'm going through my Saturn rising into my Saturn return. Or, yeah. So this is a tumultuous time of life for many people. But I feel like I'm asking the right questions. Who am I? Who am I? Do I like who I am? Do other people like who I am? If I keep being who I am, will the world at large like that as well? Who am I? Am I that person who the world will miss if I was gone? Have I made enough of an impact to be considered at all? Who am I? Am I worthy of more? Asking ourselves these questions and noticing how, if we give ourselves the time, we will come up with answers. And if you don't like the answers, then ask more questions about how to get to the answer that you like. That is the way that I've been approaching life, but I don't know if it's the right way. So maybe you can give me tips, right? If you've tried. Mm-hmm. Aesthetic Islam, yes. Gosh, I think I have a text somewhere on it in my home library. That sounds pretty cool. If you can find it, do read it for us or type it out in chat. How many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Morning. Good morning. Grand Rising, Hoopy. Sam, I dig your vibe so hard. Love is true. I don't know what people like. I guess you have to ask them. I think that helps. Definitely helps to ask people what they like if you're trying to satisfy that need. But it is a little bit awkward, right? If I'm having a conversation with you and I go, what do you like? What kind of person you want me to be in this conversation? You want me to be the strong silent type? Just nod at you. You want me to engage? Tell stories that you remind me of in the telling of your stories? You want me to offer advice exclusively to what it is you're telling me? Do you want me to just listen and stare out in the opposite direction so you don't feel too self-conscious about being watched? Maybe you could do that at the start of every conversation. Maybe I'll try it. I'll see. I'll see if it works. Ego is the ever-eager playmate, willing to entertain a mind for as long as it's willing. Yeah, that's true. Sharing silent space is sacred too. I've been thinking about the same thing, Kira Verb. I've been wanting to share silent space with someone. Allow yourself, I think. Who is the speaker referring to when they say you? If you don't evolve, there has been no growth. Usually the royal we dream. Yeah, you've always had the silliest, you've always been the silliest Melt I've ever known. Love is true. I love the royal we. Excitement and enthusiasm comes and goes, ebbs and flows, and always will. You have been one to catch the wind with your sail. Finding peace and stillness where you are is also just as valuable. And I have been saying that, Jean, but I do. I do find peace in where I am. Hmm. Taking a moment of peace, just listening at the birds, and how nice that is. I am a kind of person as well, Mel. You are? I haven't considered that, I say in jest. I'm jesting. I, of course, know you're a kind of person. Maybe I should ask you. Is that what you're asking? What do you want, Hoopy? What do you want? What is it you want, Hoopy? I'm still 1,000 anxious birds in a human suit. Melt, please don't speak to yourself. Consider. I would not like to see. No one here wants that for you. Me speaking to myself when there are other people to speak to? Maybe you're right. I agree. I hope everyone has a good weekend, had a good weekend marching against fascism. Bless Nancy. Love is true. I relate very much to your mind. That is why I return to your stream. Your openness with and accountability for your life allows for more open heartedness. Quiet the mind, open the heart. Some of the best advice for those hectic times. Connor, it is a pleasure finding you here again and again. It really is such a pleasure to know that I am adding value to your experience in a way where you would return for more. Thank you for reminding me that my mind is valuable. Nancy, I'm navigating how to remain active without risking my child's safety. So we aren't protesting in person, but we're absolutely lambasting folks on the social media. So does that count? Yeah, again, right, like separation is the point with all of these systems that we're in. So take that as you may. Really think about what I'm saying. Think maybe that's where I am very exhausted as well, right? Some of my enthusiasm comes from this willingness to fight, right? I'm gonna fight, but I'm fighting myself. It becomes more and more clear to me. I will find some way to unify with myself. And as I do, so will everyone else. Whoa, I just had a flashback in the piece to when I first started listening to you and you played the kalimba so beautifully. Man, that kalimba was one of my favorite little objects that I've ever owned. When I got that instrument into my life, it felt like that was the thing I was supposed to be playing. I never really got into playing the guitar. My dad's a guitar player. But as soon as I picked up that little instrument, I could see it being a part of my life. At some point, I'll get another one like the one I had. The one I had was really nice, and they don't make them like that in South Africa, or I couldn't find them like that in America either. It was a local Chinese brand that I bought it from on that side. And it was expensive by their standards as well. It was 80 US dollars, something like that. A little bit pricey, but it was dark wood, nice and heavy, solid, no reverberation chamber. So you got these warm notes out of it. Hmm. I'm sure I'll find another. Is that a Jaju? A river coon? Hey, it's nice to have you here with us. Thank you for joining. Hope you're well, Brother Bear. Tell us what is on your heart and your mind. We're talking about personality today and how it ebbs and flows as well. You would think that personality is the one thing that remains the same, but it's not true either. I feel my personality changing towards something a little bit more serious, and it scares me because I don't really want to be a serious person. If I would listen to my teachers like Alan Watts, he would actively try and recommend against me taking it so seriously. But it's like I'm realizing that if I want to actually do the things that I want to do, I have to take it seriously. Like, I can't just like, oh, I kind of wanna maybe do cool stuff sometimes. No, I have to be serious about doing cool stuff all the time, right? And it's like I'm battling between these two extremes in my own psyche a little bit. My personality is getting thrown around a little bit. Mm-hmm. Sound that counts so hard. We have to be mindful of safety and the welfare of our kids too. Stayed home, but did some extra behind the scenes work. Love is true. You have Bambino, so you have to do what you think is best, no questions. All that said, you probably should pick out the godparents. Good morning. It was so nice to listen to the kalimba, you friends, pre-coffee. Today is my cleaning day. Laundry, mopping, kitchen scrub down, the whole shebang. Nice. That's a serious task to take on, and a necessary one at that as well. Get caffeinated. I wish to embody a sense of peace so strong that it quenches all flames of hate. To be change, to be the change you wish to see in the world. Your life can be your act of protest. Side note, manifesting a kalimba. Manifestation. Yeah, let me see if I can find the one I had. I do it every now and then, but I'm rarely successful. Solid wood kalimba. Yeah, no. No, no, no. Hey, this one is closed. But I had to order it from Timu. Suddenly, everything in my body started having a panic attack about that. I don't want to order the kalimba from Timu. I cannot imagine it's going to be good. Why can I not click on this product? They're not allowing me to see anything else. I think I totally hacked their systems. Yes, it's now going to work suddenly any second now. Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, that's not right either. I stayed specifically solid wood kalimba, and I'm getting so many echo chamber or little chambered. Maybe I should make it one word. Then it's extra solid wood. Like it drives me insane. All of them are the bad kinds. Makes me even more sad that the one that I had was stolen. Hmm. Hey, that one is too thick. Oh, why would you make it so thick? Like this one costs $90, so it's in the price range. But look at the freaking thickness of that thing. It's like a resonant box one, but just solid wood instead. Maybe I could manage it. That's in a person's hands. 90 US dollars? Damn. Damn, man. Why do they have to make the nice stuff so expensive, bro? I find one that I like. There will be 90 US dollars, sir. Solid wood kalimba. Please. Why am I being offered so many ones that's not solid wood? Ah, this site is dangerous, I've been told. It's South African? Sure. Yeah. That's not mahogany or solid wood. It's actually made of plastic. Why so much pain? Why? I guess they're not that popular of instruments, so it should make a little bit of sense. I found a product I like again. Looks nice. $55. At some point. At some point, I'll be able to justify it, I'm sure. But not today. $90 for a freaking kalimba? Yeah, welcome. Welcome to buying a piece of solid wood. I don't know why it has to be that expensive either, but I also am not paying for it right now, so it's yeah. But I have to order it from Temu, so it's gonna be a fifth of the size. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, actually. So because it was very cheap too. It's been quite a while since I heard Melty play the kalimba. I miss that little music box. Me too. I don't know if you know, but I'm not playing it because I don't want to. I'll just say that. I understand. I stay away from Timu. Listening to Mel play the kalimba instantly calmed me. Mom, I do resin art, and the crap from Timu is always the right size and price for our needs. Unfortunately, this means we order from them more frequently than I'd like. Yeah. Melty, you could handcraft a kalimba if you take a little time to find the proper materials. Yeah, I can. But again, I am very obsessed with a certain standard, right? That's why I haven't bought myself one again either. Because again, the first one I had was 80 US dollars. So I would have to pay around the same for me to expect the same kind of quality that I had. And it has to be solid wood. And they don't make many of those, right? And then there is a pretty sophisticated tuning process that goes into it as well that I do not really trust that I have the skills to be able to achieve, adequately. So yeah, I'm not the kind of person to make myself like a guitar out of a oil can, you know, because of it. Think I would maybe enjoy it. Like I could enjoy it as an art piece, something that goes on the wall, but not something that's supposed to make sounds. My ears would cry. Proper materials, $90 for a freaking kalimba. I bet you can get it cheaper on Amazon. Pawn shop here might have one too. Plenty of desperate, jobless hippies looking to get some extra pot money. Yes, Nancy, I would watch a whole stream some days when I need that fresh kalimba melody to settle the world. Melt has such a good song. You friends are touching my heart. They're making me wish I had a kalimba, especially with this amount of love. You could handcraft a kalimba. Ah, that would take a lot of work to get the acoustics just right, wouldn't it? That's the biggest thing. I could make a kalimba. I could get the little tines to make ping pong 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 ping. But again, my kalimba would sometimes have like one of its tines not perfectly seated. So it in its vibration would make a little ticking sound against the metal. And it would be like one of the tines, and then I would like wiggle the tine until it would stop, until it would seat properly. And even that was like gut wrenching, killed my spirit, hearing just a little bit of audio distortion. Right? So making my own will make me go crazy. Oil can guitar sounds cool too. Have you not seen those? Oil canister guitar. Yo, bro. These things are literally being played in South Africa. You'll see a bunch of them as well. I get it, even one with the South African flag on it. I get it, it's cool, but the acoustics, my dude. But the acoustics. Mm, nice. The future is coming. What in the world? I've never seen one of those. I bet they sound adorable. Let me see if I can get us a sound. Give me a deep oil canister guitar. I'm seeing videos. Here we go. Here's one. This one is coming through an amplifier, though. That's not the way it sounds. That doesn't count. This one comes from the guitar, I think. Yeah, South African oil can guitar. Is it just taking its time? Yeah. Music will be made by any means necessary. That's the download I'm getting from that whole experience. Give you a little bit more. There we go. Sounds as adorable as I imagined. I'm happy to have played you some sounds. You asking, you shall be receiving. Nancy, I would watch a whole stream some days. Bless you again. Oil can guitar. What in the world? Is mayonnaise an instrument? Is mayonnaise jar an instrument? Sounds kind of like a cheap banjo. It does have that kind of cheap banjo sound, it's true. I have 4 minutes past 5, and I was just on 44% of my battery as well. It literally just clicked down. Alrighty, it's time for me to show you some flowers. Show you a flower, read you a poem, say a goodbye. Alright, was one geometry one yesterday. Had some creatures. Lots of red. Wow. Yeah, there's some entities, fire entities, caught in that flower. Capture them. I have 34 members on Patreon right now. That's nice. It was 33 last time I checked. 34 is a synchronous numbers for those who know. We love you, even though the kalimba is still on its own journey. Your streams continue to provide that peaceful presence. The kalimba was just an extension, of course. Tap center of forehead. Love is true. The steam of the ancients The stones were red with memory, cracked open by the breath of flame, each one a keeper of something older than my own name could carry. I entered low, hands to the earth, forehead touching the soil as if to whisper, I remember you. Darkness closed like an eyelid, and the drum began its hard work. Air thick with prayer, air thick with prayers turned liquid. Every breath became an offering. The heat came not to burn, but to reveal. Each drop that left my skin was a confession. Each inhale a returning. In that small, round world of stone and steam, I met the one I had forgotten. The still one beneath all the striving. The voice that does not need to shout. When I crawled back into daylight, the world seemed rinsed of noise. Even the wind bowed softly through the grass. I stood there, bare but not undone, aware that the shaman's task is not to lead but to listen so deeply that the world itself feels heard. I thank you, friends, for hearing me the way that you do. It's wonderful to find you all here, truly. Zhao, so much love is cultivated in this space. You're a part of the ones that cultivate, planting seeds and watering it, adding peace to our experiences. I'm here for the possibilities, and there are many more to come. Hoopy, it might take me longer than I thought it would to do all the things that I wanted to, but they'll be done. More incentive for you friends to live long alongside me, right? It's gonna take me hundreds of years to get done what I'm supposed to do, Brittany. Then you have to live hundreds of years to see it. That's the deal, okay? That's how it works. You gotta live hundreds of years with me so that we can do hundreds of years worth of things. Okay? Alright? Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. No. It was nice having you friends here with me today. I bless you on your journey. Okay. I bless you on your journey. May you prosper. May you feel abundant enough to share your wealth, even if it's only a little bit, even if it's something as simple as taking a friend out for a meal. I appreciate you, friends, for taking the time out of your day to spend some of it with me. I appreciate you, deal. And it's a good morning, a good day. Love is true. Yeah, yeah, go and live. Go and have fun. Even if your personality seems to be taking a little bit of a back seat, be present. See for yourself what it is you love. I'm seeing something I love, and it's you. I love you. I never think of what's possible or not possible. I put my thoughts to work to make my desires real. That's a good philosophy to have, dear friend. Thank you for sharing it with us, for echoing the sentiment of this space, to making our desires real, dear friends. I'll see you again soon.